Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work-related.
JB! How's it going?
You know what? I am fabulous again, my friend.
Well, I want to welcome everyone to the Work-Related Podcast.
This is just a regular old episode of I already fucked up on Twitter. I was on Twitter trying to promote our special episode.
Yeah.
That's where I got tripped up.
That episode was a good episode.
I had a blast.
I hope everyone enjoyed it.
From Tammy listening to it, telling me she could tell that we had fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if that. My second thing I should have said was, does it sound like we're not having fun on the other ones? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, what the hell?
She said I was giddy. I don't know what that means. I think it's the newness of the songs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get this because you're still into because I still consider you like a young guy, but you're not. To a lot of other people, it's hard to get into new music as you age.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't know. Like I don't know if that's just a cop out or if everybody's different. I don't know if that would ever happen to you.
I think the amount of new music I listen to has diminished.
Yeah. So even you.
Yeah. Not as much as like before. I was always like every new like random mixtapes would come out. I listen to random people I listen to. Now I just listen to basically what I like. And then, you hear a feature on a song and you're like, oh, this guy. Or you hear somebody on a freaking YouTube short or an Instagram story and you're like, oh, this song sounds good. Like that's now.
That's where you can hear a new song or whatever.
Most of the time, yeah.
When I first started listening to podcasts like 15, 20 years ago, whatever, 15 years ago, whatever, it's like I got some new music from that.
Yeah.
Like there were certain podcast guests that would come on that would talk about their playlists or do whatever. It's just like, oh, that's, that was new to me. And that was like where I eventually heard the song. Music was never as important to me as I think it is to you. Mm-hmm. Like you played it a lot and you seek it out. Like I would even think my buddy Rick, who's in a radio station, even if you're classic rock, like I still think you would find new rock, mm-hmm. right? Like it's funny because rap, like it's not, it's fine. I find that it would be harder to find a new rock band than it is a rap or a pop band because that's more promoted. Yeah. And that's why I never heard really Drake the rapper or even heard some of these other songs because they're not like on radio play. Yeah. Like, I was listening to the radio when I was doing some chores today, like out and about. And it happens to me a lot because I won't put in my MP3. Like I won't put my phone in. That's I'm talking old shit still. I won't put a CD in. I'll listen to the radio. Jesus. I won't even go on fucking satellite. I'll just listen to Q107 or 97.7. And the amount of times I hear a song that I've heard a million times that I don't really like, but I just let it play anyway. Yeah, yeah. Like, do you ever do? I was thinking, I bet you don't do that. You do?
Yeah, I've heard like on the radio. Yeah,
but I can't imagine you even listening to the radio. That's so random to me. To you.
Well, now I listen to satellite radio.
Yeah, so that's so specific. But you'll even like, so if you're listening to a hip hop station or whatever, you'll let a song that you're like, they're playing this again.
Oh, well, once I cycle through all the stations and there's no other better songs, then I'll go back and I'll be like, okay, I might as well just hear it.
Satellite is something you pay for?
Yeah. Yeah. About to cancel it though.
Why?
It's just starting to get long in the tooth.
So what are you going to do when you go in the car now? You don't know.
Regular radio.
Yeah.
I just don't like doing from the drive I have from home to work. I don't care about playing music from my phone. You know what I mean? It's not long enough.
So that's how I was touring town today, and I realized there was enough time that a real music lover would have put what they wanted in, or a podcast or something. Yeah. And I was just basically going from A to B, and I didn't realize it might take me this long. And just so going from the last episode, listening to new music, I think gave me that little excitement.
So is that your new thing?
Well, we could try to figure it out somehow. Like, I don't know how it's not. Like, it should be. You know what? Like, I might want to, for you to give me more examples maybe of, so you listen to those songs, right? Like, I was talking like, when I was saying I like the Eminem lyrics, like the funny, like making fun of people in a good way, like the Daft Punk helmets, the A minors, like, oh, I instantly get that. Rock doesn't have any of that, but that's some of the fun and classic shit that I like. So if you could give me examples of other, it doesn't have to be diss tracks, but songs that have that kind of shit. Yeah. If you've already heard what I might like from what you heard me listen to last week, then like I can just use you as this is funny. This will be my new music, but it'll be probably 10 to 15 years old already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so but it's new to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. And so, like, that is not brand new. I've already been out of the loop for so long.
Everything's brand new.
And so I don't know if you get this because it's not so mainstream like the Grammys. I know it's still the Grammys and all that, and it's not like I've ever sat down and listened to it, but there's a time that comes that you recognize every name that's nominated and and then all of a sudden you're just like, who the fuck's Billie Eilish? Or who the fuck is, you know what I mean? Like,
I've never heard a Billie Eilish song. What the fuck? How are you up there?
That's what I mean. Like, I'm just trying to think of something else, but it's been so long for me.
Yeah.
So long.
Okay.
And I just, like, it's just not how I think you can get stuck. But recognizing, like, listen to that and talking about it. Like, I think that's why those reaction video YouTubes are so good.
Yeah.
Right? It's like what I love about the No Shack Life, listening to Leonard Skinner for the first time.
Yeah.
See, that was me knowing exactly what that song was, but it's like, oh, shit. I never appreciated it.
You get to reappreciate it.
Or giving it the thought to be appreciated. Like I said, I'm listening to a song on the radio that I've heard a million times. Okay, there must be something I like about it, and then I can tell you why I don't like it, but why do you like it? And it's just like, is it just because I've heard it so many times, right? Like, I'm going from, like, classic rock, because that's, again, what I'm on. When I started listening to, like, iHeartRadio on the at work sometimes, just getting sick of podcasts or whatever. Not you people, don't ever do that.
Listen always.
It was just like I said, like, new rock was coming into my ears, and then some good classic, like, harder classic rock compared to what the other station kind of has. So I do think that's where some of that excitement came in.
Yeah. Do you like R&B? I've only heard you talk about rock and rap. Do you like singing songs? Do you like
I will.
I know you like Justin Bieber, I think you said.
Yeah, I
love Justin Bieber.
Songs.
So you like R&B too ish, or you just
like, I like some classic Boyz II Men songs or no new R&B, like, would like Alicia Keys or Nora Jones, like something like that. Like, I can get into, but I've only ever heard, like, poppy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it gets a little. So the poppy stuff, I think, has that hit maker quality. You know, like, somebody fucked with it to make it, like, good, not good, like, whatever, repeatable or something like that. Yeah, I love R&B like that. Like, I really like a slow groove.
Yeah,
like, I don't mind that.
R&B is definitely another one of my jams. Like, I love R&B.
When you're doing Lego,
time.
like I said, we listen to, like, mostly poppy songs.
Yeah,
like when we're doing Lego that we haven't done for ages. See, R&B is not, like, the right time. Like, I don't know. I find R&B, I've categorized in, like, setting a mood or something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not the same kind of easy listening. I don't know. I guess I like it if it comes on, but during the day, it's like, it's not the right time or place.
It's like a nighttime thing.
Something like that, you know?
So when we do Lego, we listen to either R&B or we listen to like lovers rock reggae.
Nice.
So those are the two things that we usually listen to.
Yeah. See, those, whatever you're listening to, I've probably never ever heard.
Probably.
Like, I don't. So you bring up J. Cole, like, last week and whatever, and I assumed he was Canadian because he played basketball here in Toronto a couple years ago. Yeah. And I'm like, if I've heard so much about this guy, I think he might have this Canadian angle. And so that, as like you say, he's North Carolina. So that's new, but I still haven't heard a new jam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter if it's R&B or rap.
It's funny because after we listened to the songs and to our last episode, and I told you, like, my favorite artist out of the three is J. Cole. I immediately was gonna wait a little bit, and I was gonna suggest you a J. Cole song.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Like, that's what you should probably like this week, maybe. I'm not saying it'll be part of. Maybe it'll be part of the review. It won't be like what we did.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Or maybe every now and then we do, like, a special episode like that where
we could just do one song.
I don't know what rock, or I don't know what I can give to you. Like, I don't know what, like,
it'd have to be rock that is not punky. Because I've heard a lot of punk rock.
Like, so have you ever heard of, I know you've heard, how much Rage Against the Machine have you ever heard?
Just their popular stuff.
Like, so how many songs do you think like, I guess
two.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would do the same to something like that.
I like Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, if you found something wrong in that, but I can find you, if you tell me you've only heard two of their jams, and again, apologize, this is fucking 20-year-old, fucking 30-year-old shit we're talking about.
Yeah.
But to me, that's almost like a timeless classic rock, like, you know, rock, rap, whatever you want to categorize. That's a classic group that I could show you what I like about them that you might be new to you.
They're great. I like them. I would probably listen to anything.
But see, that's the same thing. I just told you what was great about new shit to me, but yet I don't seek it out. You tell me you've only heard two Rage Against the Machine songs, and I can give you
A million.
12, 10,
Yeah.
you know, like whatever, bangers, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I could give you the whole album and show you. I can go you me in grade 5 before you're fucking born with why I got AC/DC Back in Black
Yeah.
and why it's still one of the best albums ever made.
And that's the thing. Like, there's just like you missed out on music. There's music I missed out. I only got into rock like, when was it? So my best friend at the time, he was a guitarist. He was this white guy who lived in my building, like 3 floors down. And he was a guitarist. And I used to just always be at his house. His dad was a guitarist, long hair type of guy, just like Jim at work.
Yeah.
His dad was like that. And like he had like 3 guitars and stuff. And he just always played. We just chill in his room and just like listen to music and jam. And it would always just be, and he knew I was a drummer. That's probably why we were like that. And so he was like, he would always just play. But my era was like the Blink, like, what's that? You know when Nickelback came in? I don't like Nickelback.
I get it.
But that's like the era I started getting into rock.
Yeah.
It was like those times. So like, you know.
Yeah, see, I cringed at one of the first conversations we had, like you calling one Blink-182 punk. It's just like, I don't have anything in the game, but that's just like, I get it.
It is punky.
Yeah, but it's not like Sex Pistols.
It's not like, no, it's not
Like,
Sex
yeah, look,
Pistols.
I like-
They're like the crossover type shit.
like Green Day called punk. But it doesn't,
Yeah,
listen,
like I
that's
like Green Day. That's the type of rock I grew into listen to. Like the Green Day, the
Nirvana, Soundgarden.
No, not really Nirvana. Like,
Is that too early for
he
you?
Played, that is a little too early.
hilarious.
He liked Nirvana. Like his dad's, like one of his favorite bands was Nirvana.
Yeah.
But that was too early for me. Red Hot Chili Peppers era, like all those kind of. That's where I was. That's like. And that's like the drumming style that I like. They all have a similar drumming style. You know what I mean?
So, okay, go ahead.
That's it.
So that's why I think my best example to you would be Rage.
Yeah.
Because I'm an angry guy. Like they fucking express all that punk anger and they rap. You know what I mean? Like they have a fucking rapping
Yeah.
lead singer, whatever you
Linkin
want to call them.
Park-esque.
They're funky.
Yeah.
Like but they're hard.
Yeah.
And they have everything. Like they that's
Finger 11.
see that's
I
hilarious.
love Finger 11.
I'd say that's just so pop. Yeah, I get it. Me too. But I've only ever heard them on the radio. I don't seek
Yeah.
them out. It's not like I fucking stream or purchased or
I've
ever
heard
any
an
of their
album
songs.
for sure.
Yeah, I remember. So this is fun. This is they won a radio contest from 97.7. They were the Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
Really?
Yeah, and then they became that. You know what I mean? Like, so I've heard their evolution.
Rainbow Butt Monkeys, Finger 11. This was.
Yeah, they're funny.
This is.
Yeah, I know. They're fucking. They're weird.
Oh,
Fucking. Of course, they're
fucking
weird. The best rock and roller. Or the best. I guess the best entertainers are weird.
Yeah,
like
that's
it doesn't
true.
have to fucking go straight up. Like
That
you know,
is
they've had
true.
too much time on their hands. I'm not going to defend anybody or this and that. So that's hilarious. So maybe we should do some shit like that.
Yeah, I'm
Well, every
down.
now and then, like you said, maybe one song every now and then.
Yeah,
you know what I
I'm
mean?
down.
Like whatever, maybe one each. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah. Like a
you,
little segment, yeah.
Like in a couple episodes or next week or something, we decide we like, and it's fucked up because the summer's coming up. My hip surgery, we're going to miss episodes every now and then.
Yeah.
But just imagine we go in there, you show me a banging J. Cole song, I show you a fucking Rage song, and
Yeah.
then we fucking say this was the song, this is what we liked about it.
I like
Because
it.
it was, so Tammy heard the episode and she said what we just said, it was exciting, but she's never heard those songs. She's just like me, you know what I mean? Like she's never heard the Kendrick Lamar and all that kind of shit. So she's only listening it through us talking about it.
Yeah.
So it's hard. We can't ask everybody to stop everything and listen, right? That's a perfect thing. So, but that's up to them. You know what I mean? If they want to if once she hears about these songs more, I could have made her listen to them, or maybe I should now.
Yeah.
Once she's finished the episode, and I can go, these are the songs we're talking about. But most of the people probably know the songs we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
And if they don't, we can either make them want to listen to them, or not that we need it, just something to give us something to talk about.
Yeah, and I think it'll be a little easier when it's non-diss tracks, when it's more
Pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Like I said, like it's not like I love protest songs, but you know what I mean? Like Fuck the Police is a protest song.
Yeah.
Like the hippie fucking end the Vietnam War is like a fucking protest song, right? But like Black Sabbath has like banging hardcore.
Absolutely.
And they're all protest songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're at first they're sold to me on the media as a kid as like, oh, they're satanic and they're bad and don't listen to Black Sabbath, and they're talking about these war fucking hungry, you know what I mean, like politicians, and like, you know what I mean, like they're not talking from a place of trying to corrupt you.
Yeah.
They're like, you listen to them for a slow guy like me over 20 years, like, oh, they knew the media was fucking with us, like back in 1961 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I would like to share shit like that with you.
I'm down. I think we should do that. I think
Okay,
it's a good idea.
We're a little askew, but we'll figure that out. I think that might be our ultimate purpose.
Yeah,
or one of them anyway.
I love it.
Fucking speaking on the entertainment scheme or whatever. Before I get onto real TV, I've finally gotten over my team's playoff loss. Like the Leafs are, you know what I mean? Like it's down to the final four in
How
both.
was the therapy? Me
and Mr. Sleemans, we figured it out. Me, Mary Jane, and Mr. Sleemans, we've had some good sessions.
He's a good guy. I like that guy.
Don't forget Mary Jane.
Mary Jane's up there.
She helps a lot, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I rely on them. Very crutchy, and so it still stings, but we've moved on. Only one team can win. So like I said, I've gotten over it. The team that beat them, Boston, they've been beaten now. So. Fuck you.
That's what got you over it?
No, it's not. It's just time. This fucking, I can't do it. It's already all the other bullshit I got to deal with. Why would I let this upset me? This is what the angle has come from. But then I've forgotten about it so much. I've let other teams control my emotions too. So then when Indiana blows a lead against the Celtics a couple of days ago, I'm like, no, like what do you do? This is your chance. Like fucking, like I feel disappointed, and why? Fuck you. Who cares? Like I don't need to apply that fake. Or whatever, unneeded emotion. I can't explain.
I mean, it seems very needed.
No, it seems like I'm in the middle of it when I say it like that. Why is it need? It's not needed.
This sports.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like people, I'm jealous of the people that don't give a fuck at that moment. I mean, that's, I'm over exaggerating the point. Like I'm just saying, like I get over it easier.
No,
when Indiana blows a lead, I'm over it way easier unless they have money on it.
It doesn't take weeks.
It does not take. It just takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't really care. But the funny thing, the superstitious nature of me, like things like, and especially being a goalie or whatever. I'm not. People are. If they are, they are. They're not. They're not. But I'm sure you've heard this. Like I can't watch because I affect the game, or what I mean. If I bet one, I've said that just me alone. If I bet one way, I'm like jinxing the team or whatever. But it's really hard to lose the control of this jinx that I think I have, right? Like I said, I'm already jinxing the fucking
things
Pacers.
Are lining up.
Things are fucking lining up. I can tell you where it ultimately lined up is so Tammy's got this new deal that she wants to support these women's sports. They're not new women's sports, but like we're getting a new WNBA team.
Yep, in Toronto. Let's go.
And we have the girls hockey professional. So it's the first season of the professional women's hockey league or whatever. And I've talked good shit about when it's a good competition, but in a Bill Burr bit, it's just like, you women have to support this. Like, don't expect the guys to go and support this. Like, we already got a team to support for.
Yeah, it's not only us.
So she thought that was a true point. So she said, so I'm going to start supporting these things. So when she realized that, said that the Toronto women's team, and they don't have a name. I'm going to get to this in a second, right? Because they had naming the WNBA team and all this stuff. So she came up with some fucking hilarious names. And so she wants to support them. And I'm like, I'm in. Like, I'll go. We want to go to a game. You want to go? So they started the playoffs. And they were like, in a best of 5, they were playing Minnesota, and they were up 2-0. Mm-hmm. They didn't even let Minnesota score a goal in the first 2 games.
Nice.
So she hears the fucking, we talking about supporting the team. Go, yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Like if when they're still in the playoffs, I'll go to a game with you. Like it's all good. And so go, okay, let's watch game 3. So we put it on fucking our new IPTV, put game 3 on. We fucking get there, and they lose.
Oh.
Then they go to proceed to lose game 4.
Oh my God.
In Minnesota. So now they've blown a 2-game lead.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate game 5 in Toronto.
Yeah.
I asked her, do you want to go to this? And it was in the middle of the week, and she's like, no, man, you're too much of a jinx. Like you can't. I hate when you fucking support my teams because you bring them down. So they ended up blowing the whole fucking series.
Oh, no.
Just when we started paying attention.
I mean, it's hard to argue.
Thank you. I don't know what I can do about this. I mean, I don't want to bring you down. Maybe I should stop coming over here. Maybe I'm fucking part of your work problems. So they're only in your head. You don't have work problems.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that's, but it brought up another point. So this is what I'm saying. I'm a jinx, right? But I admire her for wanting to support these women's teams.
Yeah.
And this is where, again, I start getting upset. I already lost my Toronto team. Why do I got to fucking feel now upset more for these ladies? But I do. But it's fucked that they don't have a name. Like the whole 6-team women's hockey league, they're just like PWHL, whatever it is, Toronto, Montreal, Minnesota, Boston.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
I do think it's because they wanted to get it up and going and not drag them down, or I don't know. They're probably scared of naming it some fucking indigenous race they can't fucking they have to take back.
Yeah.
Or
some LGBT.
Yeah, like something that's not
no.
gonna fly, right? Just call them all the rainbows or something. So but she was like So it actually started because of the WNBA team. We talked about this a while ago too, that I would rather have a 1% stake in a new Toronto franchise for the women than a 0.1% stake in the Leafs.
For sure.
Because it's all up and coming. It's all going to get good. It sucks that it's just because people think it's just because of Caitlin Clark. And really, she's just like just as good as all the rest of the athletes that are coming out, but she's the only white one.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I get that argument, and it kind of sucks. But I do think the eyeball, that's not why I started watching. I like the competition.
Yeah.
Like the Final Four women's.
Well, we watch sports for sports, right?
And the hype. Like, recognize, like, but it's definitely different. You do have to like it for your own, like, different reasons. You can't really compare the two.
No.
Right? And this is, again, where you were right before. Is like the best women should stay there and not try to join the men.
Yeah.
Because it enhances the whole league up,
exactly.
right? So I really like enjoying watching that growth. But, so this is where it came to the names, right? Like, so what do you think a good name for the have you heard anything, any banter about new names for the women's basketball team?
No, I haven't.
Because there was like one of the main ones is like the Toronto Towers, and I don't like it. It's kind of like for the CN Tower, this and that. So there's a bunch of good ones, but right away Tammy said we should call them the Toronto Beavers. And I fucking love that. I mean, I don't think they will.
No.
I mean, it's so fucking hilarious. They could do it, and I can't remember some of the other ones, but
I think they're gonna go with probably something aggressive-ish.
Like a beaver can be aggressive.
I mean, you don't want to fuck with a beaver. Hippos.
The hippos, that's hilarious too. Somebody said this was not going to work because the original NBA Toronto team was called the Huskies.
Yeah.
You can't call the girls team the Huskies.
Why not?
This is dogs. And they're husky girls. Like, you can't call them fucking big and husky.
You can't.
Like, it's got two meanings, right?
Puppies.
That's tits.
This is horrible. Well, there goes felines.
See, you can't, and the Huskies are bitches. You can't go that way.
You can't do that. No, this is fucked.
So she wanted to call the Toronto, the hockey team, the Ice Queens. And then
I was just going to say ice.
You could call them the Thick. But, whatever. So this is where I'm going. I can't support any of this.
I like that one. That's my favorite one. I like the thick.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, that's where I'm at with that kind of shit. So I'm kind of sick of jinxing other teams. But actually, before I forget this, I'm loving the new IPTV.
Yes. Oh, yes. We got to talk about that.
It's got some good things and bad things.
Everything does.
I do wish that we did what you said, and just we canceled our Fibe and got better internet by Bell and switched our phone, because we're still tell us, that fuck the salesman.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm back on that fucking train. But the best thing is this IPTV thing. It is a little weird. It is hard for us to watch Jeopardy. We have to watch it live if we're ever going to watch it. Mm-hmm. There is another app I have that I can watch 2-week-old ones, but so you can work around it. It's not the end of the world
for sure.
But it's a little minor inconvenience.
Yeah.
But the shows are coming on. The amount of shows that we the different types of shows that we can watch, are going good. But sports is where I have to watch it live. So I was lucky enough that I watched some of the F1 last week, because 9 o'clock is probably the best start if it's going to be early. Yep. Those 5 o'clock starts or 7 o'clock starts, depending on where they are in the world, they're kind of fucked. But last week it was on at 9, and
this week too it'll be on at 9 and 10.
So this week I could care less. Monaco is my least favorite track.
God, I know.
For you too?
Yeah, the race qualifying is usually pretty good, but the race, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, the only way I would ever watch qualifying is if I could have taped it.
Yeah.
Right? And then watch it at my leisure. I could get the app. I almost got the app.
Yeah.
And it's funny where I decide not to fucking waste my money and do, because when it came to last week, I was like, fuck, why do I even care? Is it Brian's fault that I fucking care about F1 now so much? And I want to bet on it.
Do you care enough for a subscription?
Yeah, I do. It seemed fine to me. I wanted it. I just was kind of half. I'm sure it'll work exactly how you say it is, or how I want it to. But it's am I be able to go on this app and not find out who won the race before I can watch the race at any time?
Yeah.
A day later, I can still fucking come back from fucking whatever and just not know what happened.
Apps that you have to worry about.
I get it. No
stuff in your Twitter. That's what you have to worry about.
And so the
oh shit.
And so we have. So I realized that this is good. And so in this new IPTV thing, I'm I still haven't canceled Netflix yet. Okay, we just got a new 3 months thing or whatever, right? Like we got a promotion. I still haven't canceled Disney yet, and I still haven't canceled Paramount.
So you're gonna cancel all those?
Prime probably isn't. Prime is probably the one we'll never cancel because we use Prime as that. But so yes, I'm going to probably cancel Paramount this weekend. My only true reason why I want to just give it one more test. Again, it doesn't need the test because the only really shows I watched on the Paramount was the Challenge All Stars, and I already watched that on IPTV and South Park. And there's a new South Park this week.
Yeah, I just saw it today.
You watched the whole thing?
No, I just saw it when I went there to watch Star Trek.
I'm going to bring that up next week. Don't you worry. But so I'm going to watch it on IPTV. If it all works smoothly, then Paramount's gone.
Nice,
right? And so I was like, well, that's more than the F1 TV.
Yeah.
So I'll switch that over fine. But really, why do I need this app? Is it just to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, just to fit it in. So last week was different because there was lots of sports on. Like, eventually it's only going to be F1 and Australian rules football. Yep. And now I'm really fucked because that's on at like fucking 3 a.m. But so I don't know. I won't ever be able to do anything about that.
Yeah.
But then I'll get into this thing where it's F1 is like the only thing on. But eventually they're going to be coming to North America where they're on at like 2:30, 3 or 4. Like, do I really need it?
Fuck.
This race, I would like to watch the qualifying, but Monaco is one of the forced race. Like, those cars are way too big for that track.
Way too big. Do you know that track is not even up to the FIA standards? Like, it's too narrow. It's not long enough. Like, there's a lot of things that they have for a standard track that it doesn't meet, but because it's Monaco, it stays.
Yeah, so that doesn't sit well with me. I think it's a spectacle. Like, it's something to look at.
Yeah, it looks great.
Like, it's amazing to look at, but it's boring. It's like so you basically just like qualifying, and then that's your winner.
Because qualifying is the end of the race.
I just picture that big fucking car trying to turn like in one of those hairpins. So there's no need for me to get the app for this week either.
No.
So I haven't really got it.
By the way, in P1, in practice, in FP1, Lewis Hamilton had the fastest time.
That's impressive. So the headline I saw was that it's going to be hard for him to stay on the podium.
Oh, he's in FP2. He's like at 6.
So why would you bring up the first one?
Because that's the reality. I just didn't want to go to the FP2. But I was going to say it's FP1. He had the fastest time, and then George Russell had the 3rd fastest time. They must have changed something. I don't know. I think qualifying is going to be good this week. I think it's going to be good.
So I might miss because in the moment you're making me realize that I might want to watch qualifying.
Yes,
but if I really cared, I'll just get up at 9 o'clock and watch qualifying.
And watch it, yeah,
yeah. So
9 o'clock's not that early.
But this I understand for some people. So this IPTV thing is fucking a game changer. Like, I wish
you really never had IPTV before.
I had it 15 years ago, and it was never this fucking. Okay, so we still lived with our parents at the time, and so we could never make everybody change to that. Like, you do have to get over certain things that aren't as user friendly.
For sure.
But this app this guy made for like it's not as hard as it's easy. It's just as easy once you get used to it.
Yeah.
And I never really trusted it. You know where it really came from is how shit my internet was before. The best thing about that TELUS guy fucking knocking on our door was getting out of that fucking slow internet that we had since we fucking moved in. I don't even know if I talked to you this. I didn't. Like, in the meantime, when we returned our phones, I went to a Bell store and I saw the new technology. I saw what the new fucking 5 TV box was. I saw everything. I just felt like such a loser that I just let that old, you know what I mean? Like, didn't do what Selena does and call every fucking time or complain about how bad it was.
Yeah.
Like, I felt so fucked over by them. I feel in a way, like, this is just guaranteed me, like, I just still don't trust corporations at all. It's on you to get them to give you what you want.
Yeah.
And it sucks to me that you have to threaten to leave.
It's not even that hard of a fight.
I get it, but that's even more fucking, like, the amount of times, like, Bell has called us to fucking give us something else, you know what I mean? Or whatever. It's like, in the meantime, it's just, and the amount of things that TELUS has done that wasn't everything the salesman promised.
Well, this is what I always say, to go on like this a slight tech rant. This is what I always say to people whenever they tell me tech is boring or they don't want to hear about tech. I say, you are the people who know about tech prey on, because I would have.
That's hilarious.
I would never, like, it's like when you go. It's funny, when I first met Selena and she found out, I used to buy 2 cell phones a year. I used to change my phone twice a year. So I think I said on this show before, I've had more than probably 30, 40 phones in my lifetime.
Nobody does that.
So I know about cell phones. So when I met Selena, I used to go to the store. We made a deal that I would only get one phone a year now. So that's what I do. And I would go to the store because she knows how I am. I would watch videos about the phone, even though I already know. And I would talk to her about it, even though she doesn't care. And then when we would go to Bell and I would talk to them about the phone, I would still ask them the same questions that I already know the answer to. And then I would get the phone and leave. She would always say, they don't know what they're talking about. Like,
just from hearing you talk about it.
Because she knows I know it. And they really have no clue, most of the people in the stores and stuff. They just doing what the corporation tells them to. The iPhone 15 is coming out, so get rid of these 14s. And so, if people come in here for a Samsung, tell them to get the 14 instead. And then it switches. The 14 just came out. The 15 just came out. The Samsung comes out in like February. They're like, okay, so now get rid of the next Samsungs. If they want to come for an iPhone, tell them, there's Android, you can switch up. And that's what they do. They don't care. They don't care that what you like. They want to get rid of their inventory. That's all they ever care about. So I always say this and I go,
excuse me.
Tech is the most expensive thing we spend on outside of a house and a car. A car could be confused as tech nowadays, right? And nobody cares. Nobody wants to be knowledgeable. Nobody wants to understand. People just push it to the wayside and just say, well, that's just a TV, or that's just my internet, or that's just a cell phone. But it's not. You spend thousands of dollars on these things and you just are beholden to the salesman who just wants to get money. It doesn't make sense to me. I can't grasp that, and I hate that part of it.
You're making me feel like such a sap because that is 100% me. Like that's if you saw the TVs that we have, we didn't like. I'm not buying the top dollar TV. I've never even looked at you know what I mean? Like all the differences. Like I don't dive into tech like that.
Yeah.
I think the ultimate example of this before tech was so heavy is cars.
Yes.
Right? Like it was, you know what I mean? Like who's pushing what just for what agenda?
Exactly.
Right? Like why did I, even still now, why have I never heard of Polestar for like until a couple years ago?
Great company.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now I'm starting to see their commercials on TV a little bit more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so they're in the market or whatever. So I've always felt a bit vulnerable to that because of my lack of wanting to do the research. Like I don't like, you know what I mean? Like care as much. Like even now, like I said, I find all of these things disposable. I don't hold them for the greatness that they really are. So the TV's just got to be good enough for me.
Yeah.
Like even when you started bringing up shit like, my phone's got like Wi-Fi 6E. This is what part of the technology that I saw in Bell. And I felt like such a fucking loser because I never kind of stayed up on it. I just like complained, the fucking internet. Now this IPTV works great because of the speed of our internet.
Absolutely.
Right? Like it's a game changer. One of our old 5, so some of the shit, like I said, I've got rid of the subscription, so I'll watch or Prime shows on Prime, right, instead of the IPTV yet, and so that is all working way better than it did before. And I was blaming the Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an old, and it probably is. So even my Fire Sticks are fucking probably so old generation to you. Yeah. You're like, wow, you would just fucking just shake your head if you saw my technology in my house.
Yeah.
But it's like I find it disposable. It just has to work good enough. But it's only like in these kind of situations where I find myself like, that's where I feel like a sucker. I'm only feel like a sap when you tell me like that, but I'm still fine with my shit.
Yeah, as long as it works for you.
Like I'm not. I get you're not complaining about people doing that, but
I just get mad because a lot of times it just ends up being a waste of money, and that when it comes to tech, because it's so. We talked about this before the show. It's so straightforward to me. Everything is just. It's like, what's faster? A Honda Civic or a Ferrari? Well, tech is just that simple. The engine inside of it makes it faster. And it's just, everything is just like that. So when people get overcharged or conned, it bothers me because I feel like I didn't do my people in my circle justice because now they're going out doing a whole bunch of random shit. And I was like, fuck. Like now I let Jay down because
you said that.
Yeah, because
but that's my fault. I never asked you. You said you've niced it down enough to say a statement like Jay. Like you what do you think I could? You know what I mean? Like I could have helped you. Like Jay, why wouldn't you ask me that? And so it's not that important. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hold it. I get what you're saying. That's nice. That's one of the nicest things that you do for, that's a little crack in your fucking, your heartlessness there.
Damn, I got to pave that up.
We're too done. And so I recognize that. Like I said, it's I take for granted that technology, like, you know what I mean? Like some of that tech stuff. But that's why I'm just the ultimate consumer, because I don't really care. I'm not the ultimate consumer because I don't need the latest and greatest. Like, what is the thing? Like, how much of a... See, Bell didn't care that I kept fucking 10-year-old technology.
No.
Like, but I'm mad at them for not, like, hearing our complaints and fixing it for us in a good way, right? Like, but they don't have no agenda or like need to fucking up me up. Like, I don't know what they could have got out of me more than the fucking hundreds of dollars we were giving them anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so that's why, like I said, like sometimes I this IPTV thing, I think I'm doing something illegal. Like, I've been so conditioned, right? I'm just like fucking, like I'm just like we're like not answering the door in case the popo come in to fucking, like I can't watch Survivor. It's so. But like I said, it's all about the internet. Like I said, so, and even I was talking about my Wi-Fi before, like I thought I was going to have to get you to come over and help me with these boosters and all that shit, but everything so far is going great.
Nice.
So like I said, so much to the fact that, let's see, I don't want to put people on blast or whatever, but one of our new favorite shows, like Tammy watches this show called Married at First Sight, and I've just never paid attention. It was always on the second TV, and it's just like seemed like trite. It was just garbage to me. You know what I mean? Like, these people are just whatever it is. I didn't give it its full fright. But these Australian shows, whatever, like Australia's like a world away. And it's the same, but it's different. And so they treat their TV like it's a total different universe than ours.
Yeah.
Right? Like, their Master Chef is different than ours. Like, it's just weird. And so their Married at First Sight, Tammy tells me, is so much more different than that. And to check it out. Because they'll all live in the same building, like... what's the fucking Netflix show? Like Love is Blind.
Yeah.
And so you know how when they go, so it's more like Love is Blind than the Discovery show that she watched like in America. And so she said I might like it. And fuck, it's pretty. So when I hear people with arranged marriages, like I just don't understand how that works. Not my culture, not where it's just you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
I can't imagine if regular marriages end 50% divorce that. I guess unless you're scared to leave an arranged marriage or the culture you're in that you can't do it. But it's just like, how do you learn to love somebody that you've just fucking, like you were forced to meet? Like, I almost refuse the concept on like just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make me love this person. Like, I refuse. I can barely like myself. You're going to make me fucking love somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not that family oriented. And you're right. It seems forced in a way, you know what I mean? Like, force yourself into this families. But watching some of the shit go, like, so it's really cool. So I never would have watched that without the IPTV. I don't really have much more on it other to say than when I hear examples of real world marriages might having trouble in that situation, I don't know how it could ever work. With this Married at First Sight thing, these are experts that are lining them up with, you know what I mean, like certain things they have. And some of them are young, a couple of them are older, and some of them, like through their experience, they can, whatever, like they can connect on what they want from life. Mm-hmm. But like you get like young couples that like, oh, she wants a family and he might not. It's like, well, why would you pair these people up? Like, if they automatically don't, you know what I mean? Like, do that.
Well, that's the thing, because in those cultures, like, a lot of those choices out of it, right? Like, divorce is basically out of it, right? Unless something heinous happens. Like, divorce is like, no. A woman is supposed to want to have a family and supposed to want to have kids. So that's not a choice for them as they're growing up, right?
Yeah.
They're growing up to know that they want to be chosen as an arranged marriage. It's not that they have the choice. Like, so they're grooming themselves to be, their parents are telling them like, you have to be this certain way so that you can get a husband, so that this family that I've been talking to for 10 years, their son will choose you, type of a thing. And the kid is like, okay, yeah, that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. And then the guy is growing up saying, well, this is what I have to find a woman. And I know when I get this age, my parents are going to bring me a whole bunch of pictures of women and I'm going to pick who I like. And that's how I'm going to go. And they're going to pay money to the family and do this. So they're just like, they're just indoctrinated into it. Like, it's just normal for them.
That seems like
it's crazy to me. I can't do it.
No, I know you can't. I know you're very respectful in the fact that that's how it's been done. Or whatever, but it just seems so archaic.
Yeah,
like you said, grooming. Like the bride, like she's like, you know what I mean, has no choice. You know what I mean, like to go with it.
None.
And even so,
you don't get choice, and you're like, okay, well, something's wrong with you if you didn't get chosen,
and you get treated like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
Absolutely.
It reeks of this status stuff that I think is archaic. Is it archaic or like?
I think status and class is, or at least definitely becoming archaic. because there's a whole equality movement the past 15, 20 years. So I think it's really on the tail end. But did you see this? There's a story in the news about this Canadian Albertan family who moved to Russia. So they said they wanted to move to Russia because they wanted to leave the communism and the way that North America is,
like the wokeness of North America.
Yeah. So he moved to Russia, and he said they seem like, he's a farmer.
I did hear something about these couples.
So he's like, he wants to go, and they seem very interested. They are not. His main point was they seem strong enough to stand up to Western influence, and he doesn't think that they're going to bend to Western influence with trans and LGBTQ. Those are the two things he said. He probably has more things than that, but those are the two things he said on the video that I watched. And so he's like, they're strong enough to stand to Western influence. And I think a lot of countries in that side of the world feel like they need to stand against Western influence in terms of things that we'll say we, because we're Western.
Yep. Nope.
We value.
Or try to promote.
Yes, try to promote.
Or
thank you. Promotes a lot better. Values.
But no, because you don't value some of those. I'm not saying no. I don't value. I'm confused about it some too. But
yeah,
where I think we can't get away from is the individual right to choose.
Yes, and that's the thing, right?
Like, I don't know if like we would. I don't know. I can't connect with somebody that doesn't hold that right to choose as the ultimate idea.
And that because I'll disagree with a lot of things, but the moment you say, well, you have to do something this way, I'm be like, no, fuck you.
And I can see why this couple going there has felt that they've been forced to have to do stuff in a social norm type of way.
And they decided to leave.
But I do think, without having kids in school or raising like youth in the current climate, like I can adapt and I can change and I can give or take lots of people or things or ideas and change my mind and try to, like be considerate on my thoughts. But ultimately, nothing that anybody ever says really affects me to a point that I can't understand.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to fly a rainbow flag, but I'm not going to fucking throw rocks at the house beside me that does.
I agree. Wait, you have a house beside you?
No, I don't. But there's somewhere in my neighborhood I've seen the rainbow flag.
For
like,
sure.
It's not fucking gone.
Yeah,
there's definitely, I've seen signposts that we promote. Because the other idea is easy to show the other side as hateful.
Yeah.
And that's nobody wants to, or I don't want to be associated with hate. I say that word a lot. I hate individuals.
Yeah.
I don't hate groups.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like you have to, like I might even hate you before you teach me to like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I might go in on it, but I don't go hard. But so this is where when Australia, who's super liberal and has these ideas, they're playing on that culture, you know what I mean? This married at first sight. Like it does work. How can it work here?
Yeah.
You've been dating apps, all these other things, like you're frustrated. You need to be this, like Love is Blind, why we like that experiment. And that's good. It's an experiment because you don't just throw that culture out. Like those ideas, like, sure, I don't want my daughter to think she has to be a bride and that's all she's ever going to fucking be.
Yeah.
Like she can be a coder, she can be anything, right? Like
the contrary, yeah.
Like it's, but and so, but then you see it like kind of clash in this new modern way. So everybody, so they marry them up, and some are clicking right away, and some are doing this, some are like whatever. Some should be on Love on the Spectrum and not this show. Some are really way out there. But anyway, and some of them are older and others. And so
sorry to sidetrack. Did you watch Down with Love?
Oh, I love Down with Love.
Oh, I haven't watched it
yet.
Like
what? Is there a second season?
No, I haven't. Jesus, Jay. Oh,
well, you're the one who told me about Down with Love.
I didn't watch all of it.
You're fucking. How does not that make your heart melt when those people connect?
I know.
Like they make me get over. Like I feel so sad for them that they've grown up thinking that they're fucked up when we all think of the same things.
Yeah.
They just you know what I mean? They cling to them like way too much, and you can't convince me otherwise that we all have those traits. We just, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
for sure.
And so yeah, like I those are my favorite show. Down with Love and like
Love on the
right after the
Spectrum.
title is fucking like,
oh my
it's like
God.
that's the best. Like I want to give that guy a fucking standing O, right?
Yeah.
So but this is where, other than those shows, because those people, okay, that's the same thing. They're going on blind dates. Like it's way more gentle. We're not. It still seems exploitive, but they, because it's again that was Australia. For Love at Sight again was Australia. So they have this huge social program over there more than we do.
Yeah.
Right? They fucking have these Aboriginal programs
Yeah.
way more than we do for these First Nations things. Like we all have these, like these countries are going through these problems. So watching them treat it like that, it's like I find that interesting. I root for some people in the Love Is Blind. I root for all of them, but in the Down with Love and Love in the Spirit, I root for all of them. The Love Is Blind, you see some of them being there for just being on the show, and you can rip them for fucking thinking they're Megan Fox. You can do all these things, but it's for us when we talk about it, it's like there's something interesting here.
Yeah,
right. Like
for
we
sure.
do. How does it come? How are these quote unquote experts matching us up? You know what I mean? Like, why should I like you for all the things I said or whatever? So when you get to this Married at First Sight, like they don't see them until the altar. Like their families see each other. Like you see the beginning of how this all happens.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, some of them click and then they start to, just like Love Is Blind, they go on a nice fucking tropical vacation and then they get to come home and get their phones. Right? Remember the one guy couldn't get out of his phone. They have all these problems where the real life comes in. Like, what is my dad going to think of you? And what is this going to fucking happen or whatever? So they have this stuff. So in this Married at First Sight thing, they give them, how do they put it? Like compatibility tests or whatever.
Yeah.
One of them, because there's like 20 couples or whatever on the show. So they'll give, this is fucking hilarious, but they'll bring pictures of all the people. Okay, so this is one of the first tests. Okay, so rank in attractiveness all the people on the show.
Holy.
So you take all of these 10 brides and your bride. And so say there's some pretty good looking girls and you might not have got, with the best one, right? So do you put your bride first or do you put her third? You know what I mean? Like
You gotta be as honest as possible, man.
I get it. I know. But okay. So is that what you think you would do?
Yes.
You're just going to be your heartless self here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be as honest as
One
possible.
person put his wife like third compared to everybody else put them first.
Really?
Yeah. And she felt a certain way about it. She was older. This is like a 50-something couple. And she's like, yeah, I get it. Like, I'm not like a 25-year-old, like volleyball, whatever, this and that. And she's like, even the autistic guy put his fucking wife first, like he fucking.
But how much of that is the rules of society and how much of that is honesty? That's my thing. Like he could honestly be attracted to his wife more than all of them. That's obviously legitimate. But if I have. So my biggest crush, as we know, is Cassie. If freaking I have Cassie in there and I have my wife in there, she already knows I'm putting Cassie in the number one spot. And I'm not. And if I put her before her, she's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you?" I thought, what happened to Cassie this whole time?
Okay,
like,
that's
what
legit.
happened to the truth?
That's legit.
Oh shit. We're on a TV show, so I gotta do. I'm not about that.
Okay, I appreciate that. So this is where the guy who put the autistic guy, who they're having troubles, like go figure, because they should be on a different show. They have he put her first, and she didn't believe it. She doesn't have any self-esteem about herself at all, and she's like, "How could you put me in front of her? How could you're only doing that to fucking placate my feelings?" So he got ripped for putting her first. The guy who put her third, she was like, "Yeah, this is like my bubbles burst." Like, I get it, but I want my husband to think I'm the most attractive person in the world.
Yeah, but that's not realistic. So she wants to live in a fantasy. I know
that's legit. So that's what you would do. I don't know if I could do that.
I would be as realistic as I possibly can. If I think my wife is better than all these girls, I would put her first. Better looking. It doesn't mean I like them better.
I know,
right?
but you can't take those feelings out. So I appreciate your honesty. I don't know if I could do that. Mm-hmm. I would like to say that Tammy knows people that I think are attractive or whatever, but I've never, after all the amount of years I've been with Tammy, like I can't not look at her, you know what I mean? Like the way I do. Like it's not just like a hot girl coming down the street to me.
But third is not a bad third. 3 out of 20. I mean,
you're telling me now. You didn't do that. I don't doubt that you would do that. Like out of that experiment, that's very impressive. That I would do that. So that was one experiment. Yeah. Okay, that was one kind of thing, and like this one was very interesting. So. So they give you the envelope. Okay, this is your next test. So they say, okay, so now basically you have to hand your phone over to somebody else. They say that you have to be honest with your communications with the outside world to your partner.
Okay.
And so to do that, everybody talks on their phone. So show your partner like your latest communications on your phone. And everybody did their thing. One guy had like pictures that his wife, like his new wife was. I don't know if they were like dick pics or nudie pics from another girlfriend. The worst thing that she saw was him proposing to his ex-girlfriend on one of the, and he still had it.
He has the screenshot of it.
Whatever. Maybe somebody took a picture of it, or you know what I mean. Like she's like,
God.
"Why do you have that?" And but he's a douche anyway. Like this guy. So I
okay.
could care less about this guy. So again, it's how you feel about the person.
Yeah.
Then there's another couple who gets everybody kind of does it, and they have things they have to answer for or whatever, right? But most of it's innocent enough. Nobody's doing anything right. But then it comes to this one couple, and the girl doesn't want to give her phone over. She's like, "You should trust me." And he's like, he's like, "Okay, sure. Here's my phone." And she's like, "Yeah, this is a bullshit experiment. You shouldn't have to do this." One person said this actually about the picture thing. I don't want to do this because he's scared to fucking say he didn't like his wife, I guess.
Geez.
But so the one girl.
Well, there's his answer right there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's another way to look at it. Yeah, exactly. That's why this experiment is perfect.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is introduce it,
Yeah.
and then you get to just. It's not so much. It's everything you do from then on. As a scientist looking at this experiment, you can say, you know what I mean, like pinpoint what's going on, or as a viewer, and so yeah, that's how we inform ourselves. So I was like, I don't know. I think I would have been, if she said you should trust me and not look at my phone, I'd be right away. No, you have to give me your phone.
I would do the opposite.
What?
I would have been like, okay, whatever.
But inside you wouldn't be like, why is she not giving me your phone?
No.
You would trust her that it's a violation of you to have to look at my phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It makes me want to look at your phone.
Yeah. I mean, well, I look at a phone as a different thing. I've had this discussion with Celia. I'd be like, nowadays, our phones are a lot like our diaries. It literally has more about us than anything else in the world. Our phones.
Yep.
So if she's having conversations with her girlfriends, or she's having conversations about stuff that she doesn't necessarily want me to know, it could be anything. I'm not saying it's anything nefarious, but it's things that maybe she has something with another girl that they talk about that maybe that girl doesn't want me to know and stuff. Why do I need to be involved in that? I feel like if she wants to tell me stuff, she'll tell me stuff. And if certain things, like if I say something, for example, if I message you something, Jay, and I'm like, oh shit, this has to stay between me and you. I already know when I talk to anybody who has a relationship, I view them as one person. So when I talk to my cousin Brenton, I view anything I say to him, even though I know he doesn't say everything because Brenton's a little fucked up. Yeah, I'm saying Brenton.
Shout out.
He won't tell her shit, but I just view everybody as one person because that's what it is. You're married, you're one. I don't think that you guys should necessarily hide, but I don't blame if you do to a certain extent, type of a thing, right?
No, I get it.
So I'd just be like, whatever, like, fine. You don't want to give me your phone, fine. I ain't giving you mine, but.
But so yeah, that's like tit for tat.
But you know what I'm trying to say.
I know, and I do, but we're coming from fucking established relationships that we cultivated.
That's the fucked up part.
That's where part of this experiment is who is this fucking random fucking bitch? Who's this random fucking joker that are fucking coming here? Why aren't you giving? Ultimately, I think it could be as innocent as like she texted her girlfriend like this guy's a little fucked up looking, or this guy's fucking whatever, got ear hair or fucking or whatever it is, and she just doesn't want to embarrass him. Like, just be careful.
Could be anything.
I do agree. Like, I don't need to know Tammy's every waking thought, but you do agree. Like, it'd be impossible for us to just not be one person after being together for over 20 years.
True.
Right. So you're right to say that. You know what I mean? There's nothing here that you would go, but.
Like, how long are these people together? It's just hard. Like you said, we're coming from established relationships, so it's hard to. Are they like 10 years? Are they like
no?
Oh, no, that's why it's hard.
No, this is so they give you that phone question after you've been married for a week.
Yeah, like I don't know about all that. That's a different story.
But you've signed up for this experiment.
Yeah, like I don't know, man.
So
my phone might be a little messy if I knew.
But if you want to know everything about your new bride, you know what I mean, or whatever, then you're just like fucking okay. I guess I'm just gonna know this person.
Well, that changes everything. She'd be going number one.
Yeah, but that's so. How much do you want to make this work? Like the guy who fucking put her wife third realized he hurt his wife's feelings.
Yeah.
Like she's an older lady, like she's in her 50s and she's competing against these 25-year-olds. And so she, in her mind, knows she's not the best looking one out of there.
So why is she mad?
She wants her husband to fucking like at least put her second.
That's an easy play. Like, you know why? Because you'd be like, listen, honestly, yeah, she's a little better than you. Yeah, her titties are a little perkier than yours. But you know what? your personality is the person I want to be with. You're the one I want to be with. That's why number 3, that ain't bad. That's still good. And like you guys are like, she's like 9.1, she's 9 and you're 8.9. Who cares about the point? Who cares about the point? But your soul is what really.
So she would realize then that she's marrying a politician. That was when she would realize, get out. That was one of the funny things. And I could go on. There's a couple other good episodes, but without IPTV, I would never watch that shit.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Sorry.
Oh
man.
Like, that's why I get, like I said, like if I can take 2 examples of people at work that have arranged marriages and why one works and why one doesn't, it's all about the guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the person on the one end that I know why one can make it work and one can't.
Yeah.
And the one that can make it work, I don't know how much compromise this person has. Like, I don't know how successful and this argument, I don't think any marriage that can last that long, his wife doesn't have an influence on him some way.
For sure.
Right? Like I can see it already with other people I can compare him with. They go, yeah, a few generations and you fucking won't even be going on a plane to that fucking place. But whatever. It doesn't give me, I just like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd like that somebody can willing to, like, it's one of his qualities, I think, that he's softened his hardcore stance on things because of being married to a woman that he never met. Yeah. And it's worked. He's like, you can't not but compromise. The other side, he got involved in a nightmare. And in my mind, a fucking person that just couldn't wait to get out of her situation, and now is like free and clear and is fucking over a softer person, somebody that doesn't know how to stand up for themselves at all.
Yeah.
And so like she hit the jackpot in that way. And so, but it ain't working. It didn't think it was going to work. It wasn't going to work. So, whatever. I've already tried to tie this into my personality. No, but back to TV.
Yes.
I have not finished Fallout.
You started.
I am like at least on episode 7.
Oh shit, that's pretty damn good.
You must have finished it, right?
Yeah, we're done.
Boy, oh boy, like I don't know how. No spoilers, please. I knew it was going to be a good show. It's fucking amazing.
I know, right?
Like there's hardly any holes to poke in on it. Like it's also very vague.
Like I think the problem is because Fallout is such an established series already. I don't know.
No, I
feel like they took liberties with the vagueness in it because I've played like Fallout 2 or Fallout 3, Fallout 4. I can't remember which one I played, but I only played one of the Fallout games, and I kind of had a gist of what was going on. I don't know how it is from you've never played Fallout.
No, I'm glad I have no gist.
So I have no idea what it is like.
It's so great. So
it is good.
No, but coming from a no like expectations. Right? Like coming from just to compare it to The Last of Us, which was also a video game, and dystopian future type of thing. Like The Last of Us is so current. Like that could happen tomorrow.
Yep.
Right? Like and there's no vagueness into it for me. You know what I mean? It's just like, there's like the Mad Max of it all, the Walking Dead of it all. It's just like, that's sure. Like is that real? And so great adaptation. But whenever they do this, they have to dumb it down to somebody who's never played the game.
And that's the hard thing. How do you dumb out? Fallout is like, I think it's like 7 games. So it's like a lot of games compared to The Last of Us, which is 2. Like the story isn't fleshed out as far as Fallout was before the movie came, type of a thing.
Okay.
How do you dumb it down?
Well, I think this is why people have tried to use this IP as like to expand it or whatever, right? Like even like Mario Brothers or whatever. Like, how do we make these characters into something that's compelling? And so for me, I just like, okay, Fallout, the word Fallout and video game dystopia, nuclear Fallout. I get it.
Yep.
The fact that in my mind, and you're going to have to shut up because I don't want any spoilers, is the fact that I'm looking at this and it's like, it's got all these 50s style to it. And I could like remember like the real nuclear scare in the 50s and what it looked like to me. But they're telling me it's like in 2077. So why in 2077 is it look like retro future compared to 2024? Like that's where I'm confused, right? Like I don't want to know. And so
when the Fallout happened, what year were they in?
They
had newer technology, right?
Yeah, so I think the first nuclear war, in my mind, after watching 7 episodes of this, happened in 2077.
Okay, so this is not a spoiler, but I'm just, I think they're doing alternate universe, obviously. Alternate universe, but somewhat current technology. So I think they're saying if our path of technology went more 70-esque, that's what 2077 would have looked at when the nuclear thing happened.
Okay, so they're not saying that 2024 was this 2024.
Yes, it's a different.
They're saying like 1955 happened and we actually went even further.
Yes.
So that's why Vault-Tec becomes big.
Exactly.
We became scared. So Vault-Tec had a influence on what happened in the culture since the 60s.
Absolutely.
So I dig that. I can put Vault-Tec as Walmart.
Yeah.
I could put Vault-Tec as Amazon.
Yes,
Probably
I was
never
about
mind
to say
Walmart.
Amazon right
I can
now.
take Vault-Tec. I can see that. I can get it. I can see me in Vault 33, just wanting to be in my perfect fucking world. Just seeing that when it first starts happening and they're fucking the guy leaves and the two dudes are trying to be the chancellors or whatever, and it's like I see that naivety. You know what I mean? Like they're just like they're little bunny rabbits in a fucking cage.
It's a better cage than the outside.
But it's so fake. Like, is it? It's such a cow. Like, so I just left now where now all you other people are getting spoilers. So how do I not do this with spoilers?
Shit.
I get into a place where they start to realize
Fallout's been out for a while.
You're just a coward if you want to live in the vault.
Is it a realization or is it just a perception of other things?
But you think you can't leave the vault because you've been told for generations of over 150 years that the outside is fucked. They'll come and get you when it's ready. And then when she's out in the world and realizing what the real world is,
that it's fucked, that they're actually right with everything they said.
But you're not free. Like, so right now I don't know what is wrong with Vault 33. Like right now, the dude just went to Vault 31. So I'm about to see why all the leaders of 33 are 31. So the only guy with curiosity, and he's the son of he's the brother of the girl that's in the real world.
Yeah.
And so, and fucking see, so half spoilers, half not. So I'm really intrigued to find out like what's going on. When she's out in the real world and goes to Vault, she gets tricked into getting to Vault 4.
Yeah.
Right? Like they think it's a medical thing, they're doing whatever.
Yeah.
The black guy who's the soldier guy, he's a good actor. I like that. He's vulnerable, like whatever. He's pathetic and whatever.
Yeah. But he's brave.
No, but yeah, like he's
brave. He just doesn't have all the chops.
Yeah, he's not as pathetic as he thinks he is, right? And so his best thing is when he took the armor from the guy. Like fucking, and then when the kid from fucking Superstore.
He might be a psychopath.
No.
You sit there and you watch a guy die because you want his suit. I mean,
no. But he was going to turn him in. Like that guy, Michael Rappaport, whoever in the fight, he was just fight. He shouldn't have talked shit like that.
He was Michael Rappaport in real life.
That's why they hired him. Yeah, we need Michael Rappaport. We need a Michael Rappaport type of fucking guy here. Let's just get the real guy. So, but okay, cut from him. Like the Ghoul is one of the best actors I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah,
I fucking love him.
Yeah,
I think he was in Justified, and I stopped watching it. But I fucking can't wait to hear more of his story. Mm-hmm. So right now he's just. Again, so they're tying it into real thing. And again, it goes to these 40s or 50s when they were like attacking communists, where certain actors couldn't be because they were like considered like not American enough.
Exactly.
And so I see how he's going to get labeled as not American enough. And it starts off when he's at like a kid's party and like give the thumbs up and you don't understand why. And now you're starting to see, you know what I mean? Like he's starting to wake up in a Matrix type of way. It's so. And then he just got the listening device to see what his wife is up to. And so I'm seeing how he's going to get. Like to start to be a child's fucking birthday party fucking entertainer.
Yeah, but, and then go to what he is now.
But what he is now is like, there's no room for bullshit. Like he fucking will kill you in a second.
Yeah.
You know what's fucking hilarious is because I have asthma and I need a puffer. Like he needs a puffer. Yeah. Like his vulnerability is my vulnerability. Yeah. Like I see one of those. It's like fucking you can't be as hardcore as you need to be. So it's really weird. Like I said, like it's just that's a good example of like how they got to this 2077 in this 50s type of mindset, and they have these 50s type of cars, and it's just like I appreciate that. This is where like because you can just be manipulated by Vault-Tec.
Yeah,
you can be manipulated by fucking the consumerism.
Exactly,
you can just go get we said at the beginning of the show. That's why I get an iPhone 15. Right, because I'm just suckered into the fucking thing.
What it is.
I talked so much about. I didn't like listen to myself about wanting the Fulls. Right, I didn't care that much either, and part of that is an apathy thing. And if you're apathetic, you can let these things happen to you around you before you know it, And so, yeah, I'm really impressed with how good the show is.
Yeah, it's shot really well. The acting's really well. The story's pretty good. I like everything about it so far. I can't wait for the second season to come out.
Yeah, I can't wait to finish it. So, like I said, I think we're going to be starting episode 8.
Oh, you know what else I watched recently on the weekend?
What?
Sugar something? Was it called Sugar Coated?
Is it like
icing?
No, is it like about a private detective or something?
No, it's the Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, it's not Adam Sandler. It's fucking Jerry Seinfeld.
Frosted.
That
Jesus,
looks like the worst thing in the fucking world.
Honestly, it's not.
No.
Okay.
It's terrible.
You're not going to watch it, right?
Unless you tell me I should.
I'm not going to tell you should, but I remember when me and Selena watched it, she thought it was funny. She thought it was like, it's not something that you're.
I'll watch it. 100% I will watch it.
She goes,
that's all I needed.
I said, I think, honestly, we need more of these Jerry Seinfeld style movies. It's basically the cereal companies.
Yeah, I get what it's about.
Very overhyped mafia type thing.
Yeah.
And so I just thought it was hilarious. Okay. I just thought it was like it's not like always ha funny, but you see the overall humor of the whole thing and you're like, this is ridiculous, but like,
You know what my why I don't want to do it is because it's like it just seems so beneath like the Jerry Seinfeld I want to like.
But it's so Jerry Seinfeld, man.
But you never even watched the show. I don't even know how you know
episodes. I've seen some of his stand up. Like I know his type of his humor. You know what I mean? This is his type of humor in a movie.
So I've heard too much critique about it from like an artsy fartsy type of way.
That's the
like,
problem.
Why would Jerry? In a way, it's like downing his legacy, but not from how you put it. It's not.
It's Jerry Seinfeld. What do you think he's gonna do? Fallout? He's gonna freaking do Breaking Bad? No, it's a completely different thing.
I appreciate your angle.
I see Jerry Seinfeld basically like Adam Sandler, just not as ridiculous. He's basically the same thing. He's just that's the type of movies it is. Like I'm not watching an Adam Sandler movie because the pan shots. About it. Yeah, like I'm watching Waterboy because it's ridiculous and it's hilarious.
You know what? I probably would never watch it until I heard you talk about it.
Yeah,
I like that because there's a lot of good people in it.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's star-studded.
Yeah,
it's not the greatest thing.
No. I appreciate how you tied it in.
Entertainment, funny. You just want to chill out and watch it. I enjoyed it.
We're not going to critique it like we just did Fallout, and we're not going to like it like we're like if you say you don't like an Adam Sandler movie, there's something wrong with you.
Honestly,
like you don't have to say it's going to win an Oscar, or whatever. But in a way, some of those movies should. If you can rewatch The Waterboy or fucking Happy Gilmore,
is like one of my Little Nicky. Like it's stupid, but who cares? Like it's like come on.
Okay. Listen, that might go on the fucking list because it's also on the down low. Some of these fucking IPTV things is that we can watch like brand new movies.
Yeah. You can pirate.
No, I just press a button. I just move my remote.
Yeah,
I haven't done anything wrong.
That's true. You're just doing what's available to you.
I'm just doing. I do what my $100 a year subscription instead of fucking $200 a month subscription. Fucking
this. Man, yeah.
I
remember the IPTV life. It was a good life.
I can't believe you don't do it.
I told you.
I can't because the quality of the video.
Yeah.
So I'll get back to why would I buy the top of the line TV if I'm going to have the fucking IPTV feed?
Honestly, I'm pretty realistic when it comes to tech. If a person doesn't care and you don't want to have the top of the line TV, then you just do what you're doing. I just don't want someone to go buy like a TV that I bought and then freaking watch 1080p movies for their whole life. Like that makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. I would have just told you to buy a 75-inch 1080 or lower quality TV and just enjoy the size. Like there's nothing wrong with either of it.
I like that about you because that's definitely who I am. And before we go, I wanted to jump on this one. So
just don't waste your money. That's all I'm saying.
No, I appreciate that. That's where you do get the angriest. That's when I was talking to you about this. You're like, you wasted money by not asking me these questions.
Yeah.
And I feel that, but it's not going to be the last time, I'm sure. I'll try not to. Yeah. I would have got the fulls if I talked to you. So this is where it's fun. Like I talked to you. So Tammy and I have been starting to play video games together.
Yes. I'm so happy actually.
Why? Why does it make you happy?
I just think it's cool when couples find things and like things that I enjoy and people enjoy the same things. I think that's cool. So, you know.
I don't know
if you enjoyed it yet, though. You haven't said it on the
so
air.
We'll get there. We have, I don't know, again, I've tied this down to youths, but I would just assume you and Selena played more video games than maybe both Tammy and I.
She played a lot of Donkey Kong and a lot of Mario type things.
Just that was kind of her jam. She had like a Nintendo as a kid or whatever.
Yeah, it's still in the basement. Or did we give it to her brother? Yeah.
When in your relationship did you start playing a video game with her?
Shit.
Like you already could have been married. It could have been like you never thought of it for a long time.
It wasn't marriage. It was way before marriage. We played a couple games. We played like a game called Sparkle. We played Tetris. We played like a couple like these puzzle games where like you shoot balls. Like we've played a lot of those games together, and then it slowly evolved into like Overcooked and Brotato, which is what we're playing now, and Mario, which is what we beat just recently. So yeah.
So do you like being cooperative games with her?
Yeah.
Is it always cooperative?
Always cooperative. Or like in this Sparkle game where you're a frog. Have you ever played Sparkle? It's basically all these balls that's rolling through like a type of a zigzaggy maze, and you're a frog and you shoot the balls out your mouth and you match 3 or more and it takes the balls away. But if the balls get close to you, you lose. So we would just do one level at a time, seeing we're just trying to get through the game, doing one level each turn.
So those are the type of games she plays.
Yeah.
Like a Bejeweled or whatever, something like that.
She loves Tetris, like
that
kind
I
of
haven't
stuff.
seen it, but yeah, Tammy's like the same kind of way, and I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
I've hardly ever played cooperative games.
Oh.
Like I don't play online. Like it's not I love Red Dead Redemption for myself, Grand Theft Auto for myself. Like I know they have those options, but I've never really done it. And she plays the games that you were just describing. So like just for fucking something fun. So we came across Overcooked.
Yeah.
And we're not very far into it. It's funny how you see. So she doesn't think she's as good as she actually is. She thinks she's bringing me down. It's funny because with the IPTV, we started watching some more Gordon Ramsay. So she thanks me for not being so Gordon Ramsay. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Whatever, right? Like mocking her for being bad. But it is very hard to be a good co-op player.
Yeah. It
like
is.
I have to learn that.
Yeah.
She has to learn to be video games. And so we're in this little kind of jam. We get to the 4th board and there's like only 2 cutting boards.
Yeah.
And
oh God, that's so
you got to start
annoying.
washing the dishes on level 3.
Yeah.
So level 3 was all right. Like we practiced enough. We got decent enough at level 3. Level 4 is tripping us up a little bit.
Yeah.
And so we're having to find a new strategy. We're having to try to figure something out. I pissed her off because of my suggestions, and it kind of gave us a setback. I was like, we were having troubles on the board. I'm like, do you think we should just make each one of us pick a ticket and make it? And so she didn't like that idea, but she started doing it. And then I forgot about that idea, and I stole her fish, and I do that. And she's like, and she wanted to quit. Like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then so she thinks that she's bringing me down. It's not that. I think we just have to figure out like how hard is it to figure out what you. So when you play Overcooked and you're way ahead of me, like how do you guys decide who does what?
So we don't really decide until we've lost a couple times in the round. Then we start saying, okay, we got to do something different here.
But you must know somebody's doing something. Like you must know you got to cut this cucumber up or whatever.
Not really. Like no, not really. In the beginning, we just go, like you said, we played the first one and we played the second one. And so like we kind of know how the game is. But like only when you get to like parts where like you're on 4, so I don't want to spoil the game.
No, we're way lower. We're having
when
to
you
put 3
get to
things
certain
together.
parts where things start getting crazy, and then you start having to be like, okay, you grab all this stuff. Like on Overcooked 1, there's this one level where one player is stuck with all the stuff, and the other player is stuck with all the cutting boards. And stuff. So you have to throw the stuff, and it's floating. So you have to throw the stuff across, and you're just like, you just automatically know, okay, so I'm giving you everything and looking at the orders and just giving you what I can, type of a thing, right? So yeah,
it's tough communication. Like that's
it is hard.
I like how that's kind of forced you into that situation where you're forced. It is. So we're
hard.
coming up to level 4 where you start on that side and you start on that side, and you're good at this and you're good at that, and so. Even like when it says to start you washing the dishes, it's like, fuck, I gotta, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'll do that. But then the growing pains are, I don't know. Like I guess once you figure some shit out, you'll get better at all the other shit.
Yeah.
it's way more fun than I thought. Like anyway, it's really cool. It's way more couples therapy action than even doing Lego together.
Yeah.
Like this is where I got like I have to if I can't imagine Tammy watching me play Scrabble. Like she could just see the words, I'm spelling them wrong. It must be so frustrating to her.
Ah.
And so not that she can't read the fucking Lego drawing or do it together, but I have to like stifle myself to just wanting to take over. Just you can appreciate this, like the control freakness in you to fucking like I could do this. So the same thing comes to this, the Overcooked. This is why I took her fish because I forgot. Oh yeah, we're going to do it this way. But I just saw the ticket. I saw it needed done. I could put that fish there. And she's like, "Did you take my fish?" You know what I mean? Like it really created a fucking issue. It's like,
well, that's the whole thing of co-op, right?
That's so
the whole thing.
But like it's I remember, it's frustrating and it's needed. I don't know. It's like I said. You appreciate.
Have you ever played Halo?
No.
So I used to play Halo a lot with like Daryl and like Brenton. We used to play Halo a lot and like online and like do it group people and stuff. And like so Halo you have two lives. You have your shield, right? And then you have your life, which is after the shield. And so there's two sets of weapons, your alien weapons, which takes down shields pretty quickly, and then the human weapons, which takes down like the personal life quickly, and then the negatives are opposite. So when you work with a co-op, if you're doing duos, you automatically know if I see my partners picking up like bullets, like a human weapon, and I have an alien weapon, you have two weapons at a time, you just work in tandem. And that's the co-op thing that's the hardest to get. Just the unspoken communication's the hardest. Especially when it comes to video games, when some people don't like. I'm like you most of the time now, especially now. I just prefer single player games. Yeah. But like when you have to do the co-op, because I like relying on myself when it comes to those type of things. Everything's my fault. But finding out getting that unspoken cooperation in like the things is fucked up, but it's also fun figuring out, because then when it clicks and you figure it out, you're just like, and you're cruising, you're just like this, and it's just so satisfying.
It's rewarding as fuck.
You're just like, look at that, 3 stars, like fuck yeah,
that's what I'm
man.
saying. We can't do this. Yeah. We're never not getting 3 stars. We're
exactly 2 stars. We're going back.
We're
to that shit.
for another fucking half hour.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Like we're in the middle of that. You nailed it. Like we could be together for over 20 years, and this is a new co-op experience. Yeah. Like I can nail real life co-op.
Yep.
But now I'm putting it to test in the video game world, right? Like it's not quite like a Married at First Sight like compatibility test, but it's interesting to see how we figure this shit out. Mm-hmm. Like, and it is interesting to see that. Yeah, like I felt really bad that I made her want to quit because I stole her fish.
Yeah,
like I was so wrong in there. She's only wrong because she doesn't realize how good she can be at it. Like it's frustrating to realize
finding the roles, man.
But it's all brand new.
Per level.
It's so this is where we're at. It's so, like I said, we've found all this kind of joy in like level 1, board 4. You know what I mean? Like we got a lot to go. I can't imagine. So learning how to throw the food and shit. Like it's like we're just barely knowing that. We had to learn some of that shit on accident.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, and so you realize, oh, this button does what?
But that's
like
cool.
We're so
that's
babyin at it,
That's
man.
good though. Like that's the thing, discovering the whole thing.
It's cool. It is really cool. We put it on the big TV. Like so.
Oh, you moved it over already?
Yeah.
You played on the big TV
already?
Yeah,
we did on the big TV. That's what we had those. It still didn't work out. It worked out better, but yeah, we could say, but like I said, I think I fucked up and just like, I didn't, I don't know why she got so upset about it. We got over it and we played more, but it's so hard. This board is so hard for us to figure out. And it's funny. This is where I get not upset with her, or just this is where I realize how fun this is. And I'll end on this is like the ultimate compliment for this situation is like, she asked me, how do I turn on the Sony when you're not home?
Oh shit!
See, I want to play and practice so I don't let you down.
That's sick, man.
And I'm like, you don't let me down. Like, we can do this.
That she wants to
practice.
No,
it's real. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's again. Who knew? Like, I had this at my disposal for all this time,
and it lends so much hilarious moments. I mean, I would play with Selena so much, and like we'd be like so close to getting 3 stars, and she'd just throw the food in water, or she'd just throw it off into like a black hole, and I'm just like, are you serious?
See, Tim needs to hear this because she thinks she's the only one that can't find the cutting board.
No,
that can't find the fucking
happens all the time. But it's just part of the humor of the game. It's so fun.
It's
so
perfect,
funny,
man.
Yeah.
So Is there? Don't tell me now because we're just learning on Overcooked. So, is there other games that are like as good as Overcooked like that? Like what was the game you said with the frogs?
Sparkle.
That's an old game, or they still have?
It's an old game. They don't make it anymore, but that game is fun if you like matching color puzzle games and you want high stress.
I know she does. You know what? I'll just let her keep her own thing.
Those are cool. Yeah, like it's all good.
I'm going to give you the last word. We got to go. We got 2 minutes to say. How disgusted were you? I'm going to bring her. You brought up Cassie about the Diddy and Cassie video.
Bro, that was the worst. I was just like, holy. But you know what? I wrote Diddy off before that. So I started swiping his things off my playlist as soon as Cassie made accusations. I didn't even want to hear anything else.
That informs you about his. You just don't want to hear from him anymore.
I don't want to hear. Cassie's my baby girl.
It was disgusting.
It was bad, man.
I don't know.
Kicking her and dragging her.
When you, like I saw the Ray Rice video. It was a long time ago. A football player did that to a girl in an elevator, and it's the next closest thing I've seen of like like celebrity wise or whatever. I tend to believe some of the most of the accusations that are on this guy, like you get too big and the Epsteinness of it all. Or I'm like trying to get into this beef of it, but like it's weird that it comes out now. Like why wouldn't that come out before? Like how do we have to wait till he's already been down before this kind of information? Like, wouldn't you like to know this when it happened?
The thing is, the man's a billionaire. He's very powerful, had a lot of influence. So you know how those things go. I think he was able to, like they said, that video he paid $50K for to cover it up, and that was back then.
Yeah, that's not enough.
And I would have got at least $500,000 from that guy. But whatever. He paid $50K for it, and that only came out when, like recently, maybe after the raids. Yeah, so it's just like, and we already know. Have you heard this rapper Shine? You know the Diddy Shine situation.
No.
So Shine was this rapper. He was actually my favorite rapper at the time, and he was signed by Diddy. He only had one album. Really good rapper, but really really rough neighborhood. And him and Diddy went to a club one time. This is before cameras, and there was a shooter in the club. And somebody ended up dying, and Diddy and Shine were there, and Shine ended up taking it. Now people say that he took the thing for Diddy, right? Or he did it for Diddy.
In loyalty.
But either way, Shine took the rap. He went to jail for years, and then he got deported. He was from Belize. His dad was actually the prime minister of Belize at the time, but he was born here and he stayed here. Yeah. So now he's deported. Now he's freaking like Orthodox Jew and stuff. He has the whole thing. Like picture this black guy.
Fucked up.
Picture this black guy who he was like shot by the police with a like shotgun. So he has like this massive scar. Like this guy was like caught selling drugs, all this stuff. Now he moved to Belize. Now he's an Orthodox Jew.
Jewish guy.
Crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, Shine, that was one. And so like there's always been sketchy things around Diddy. But people just never had the proof. Now that we have,
I just find it interesting that when these that the way you put it, that he has no power to hide that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's just like I believe the accusations. Just because I think power corrupts, and so I can see why that situation comes. You're so big, but I actually was just giving you the floor space to fucking shine for your girl. No pun intended for your girl Cassie. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, man. I want to thank everyone for listening to the work-related podcast.
I fucked it at the beginning of the show, but we are related by work on Twitter.
X, yes.
And I appreciate you, everybody, for picking up on our shit, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.